Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to another episode of FTB Beyond here on the CreedCraft server. Today there's some good news and some bad news, I'm afraid. I'll start off with the bad news. As you can see, I've had to take some things away from here. I've cut off half of this storage. I've shut off all of my crafting on, should be on both sides. And yeah, it is on these ones as well. I've shut off all of those because this refined storage system I've set up here has caused the server a huge amount of problems over the last few days or so. It's causing the server to crash and to lag behind by about 20 seconds at a time. So I haven't been able to turn this on while I've been offline, and when I've been online I've been trying to keep it to a minimum as well. So over the next few episodes, probably I'll do most of it in between episodes as well, I'm going to start the long hard slog to change this over to a applied energistics system, because AE2 is supposed to be a bit more lag friendly than refined storage, and so there's a lot of stuff I'm going to have to read up on with applied energistics, because I'm not going to be able to put it this big into this amount of space. Applied energistics has a lot of things wrong with it, in my opinion, that refined storage got right. And one of the biggest things, if we come back here, is these cables. Applied energistics use channels, and their standard size cables only allow 8 channels at a time, and so one channel is for one machine. And so this would be a channel, this would be a channel. I would have to have a channel going into these as well. So just these 4 machines here would take up 4 channels on one cable. And then I've got all of these, which would need to be individually loaded or subnetworked. And then this draw controller will be a lifesaver, because that's only one channel for this entire storage box here. But then I've got all of my deep storage as well. And for the deep storage I'm using Yabba. I'm not using the caches from thermal expansion, and I'm not using the quantum storage tanks from quantum storage, because both of those react differently with AE2 and with refined storage. With the caches from thermal expansion, refined storage only sees the first 128 items in any of the caches, regardless of how many is in them. So that's useless. And I know with AE2, the quantum storage, it only sees the first 64 items, and so that's useless as well. With the quantum storage with refined storage, it sees everything but the first 64 items, and so that's useless as well. And so there's not really that many options. In 1.7.10 you had the actual deep storage units, which is where the phrase comes from. Now that's been replaced with the quantum storage, but that doesn't work properly with either of the digital storage mods. So I think these Yabba barrels will work with both of them, but we shall have to see with that. This episode I don't really want to go into AE2 though. It's come up over the last couple of days and it's been playing on my mind what to do. I just got this room into an order that I actually wanted to do, but I liked, and I was happy with it. I had all my auto crafting over this side and all of the other machines over this side that was slowly starting to fill up. All of my networking, all of my storage, digital storage, all of my the ores and ingots, and then over here all of my deep storage. And all of this is going to have to change. It's going to take a while, I'm afraid, so bear with me with it. So this room will probably look a bit more sparse in upcoming episodes, and also the episodes are probably going to be a bit few and far between. I'll probably have to cut down to 2 episodes a week while I'm actually doing this up, because I'm going to have to learn applied energistics from the very beginning. I've never used it before, never played Minecraft in 1.7.10. This is the only storage system I have ever used so far, so bear with me with that. It's going to take a while, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. I'm going to watch a few different playthroughs from 1.7.10 to find out the kind of the most optimal way of setting it all up. There's a few playthroughs I remember watching a couple of years ago. I really liked the storage systems that they did with Applied Energistics. So I'm going to try and build up something along the lines of what I've seen before. As I say, I don't really want to do too much of it on camera because it's just going to be me stumbling over words and stumbling over what to do and what not to do and getting really het up with it at the same time. So I will try and get something up for next episode. Anyway, that's enough waffling on about that. It's just been a bugbear of mine for the last couple of days or so. Also, over the last couple of days, I haven't been able to record because I had a big bug with Optifine. Haven't been able to log onto the server because Optifine has something in this world has corrupted Optifine, and whenever I log in, Optifine crashes the client, and so it crashes out back to desktop. So I've turned Optifine off for now. I'm learning to live with it being off. I've never played with it off, so. There we go as well. There's just been a couple of things over the last few days that have been getting on my nerves with this game. So today though, we're going to... I've got these screens up here, kind of like I did in Hermit Pack, kind of jotting down ideas for ongoing projects and upcoming projects. So you can see in the upcoming projects I've got Migrate to Applied Energistics 2. In the ongoing projects I have a multi-mob farm. We will go over to the mining dimension and I will show you that now. And so here is my multi-mob farm at the moment. I have 5 different mobs in it. We can see we have zombie pigmen, wither skeletons, zombies, blaze and blizz all inside this. And if I open it up here, you'll be able to see how I have configured this so far. This is a continuation of what Nathan and I built up. I'm already getting some server lag here. Hopefully this will be okay while I'm recording. I know that's a ghost block now, so let's try again over here. There we go. And so in this room I have 1, 2, 3, 4 spawners set up. Sorry, 5 spawners set up here. You can see zombie pigman, zombie, blizz, wither skeleton and blaze. And I've got vector plates across the bottom, and I have a mechanical user here which you put in. I've been playing around with this cleaver, making it the best that I can so far. So we put this into this slot and it attacks enemies left clicking on entities. And so at the moment this cleaver is beheading level 4 and reinforced level 3, and with the updates that I've given it, so I've changed a couple of the materials that it's used out of. So I put lead, steel and silver onto this, so it's attacking for 13.8 damage, but it's also attacking undead monsters for more. It's attacking, it's giving them poison, it's making them bleed, so there's a lot of damage over time with it as well, and I've tried to make it as kind of the best it can be for this kind of farm, which I think I've done pretty well on it. 13.8 is a decent amount of attack for a sword this low level. We're going to have to put some lapis onto this. We're going to have to get some more beheading levels. We're going to have to get some more reinforcements put onto it. But for now, that will suffice. So this is it at the moment, but I want to expand this. And I want to add a few more mobs into it. And so to be able to do that, we're going to have to lift it up into the air and make a column of these spawners rather than the kind of the triangle they're in now, the pyramid they're in now. And I don't want to be pushed over to that cleaver because it'll kill me very quickly. So we'll head out of there. So I want to, first of all, I think, rip this down and start anew. I've used these stone storage, multi-storage crates as storage for now, and it's done pretty well. We've got a lot of different items in here. So you can see it's been running quite a long time with a few of the different mobs, and when the server wants to catch up. So we've got a load of snowballs in there, we've got a load of zombie flesh in here, but I think there's a better way to do the storage for this as well. What I would like to do is actually find out how many barrels I'm going to need and build up a wall of barrels across the outside, and then put in all of the cables, and that means we will be future-proofed for storage capacity within the whole of this, because if this actually fills up and the absorption hopper fills up here, then we're going to start overflowing, and that is going to start spilling entities out into the world, and it'll create a lot of lag for the server. I really want to create something that can actually be turned on and left on for, like, left AFK for a day or two, and actually be able to come back, and we'll have thousands upon thousands of wither skull heads, wither skeleton skulls and zombie skulls and enderman skulls and gold ingots and iron from iron golems and all sorts like that. So this is going to be a huge resource collecting machine, stuff that you can't get from any of the ore miners or resource miners. Stuff like the prismarine shards from the Guardians, and there are a few mobs that I actually want to catch in this. There's probably about 9 or 10, I think. So, and I also want the ability to be able to turn on individual mobs, to be able to turn on and off individual mobs. At the moment, I have done that with the different colours available on these channels. So we've got green. Wow, the lag's bad. This is what happens when I turn my refined storage system on, even with the amount that I've taken off it that you saw there. So green is going to this one, the brown to this one, and so on and so forth. And then down here we can see the channels on this are also different colours into there for the redstone. So let's go back to base and see what we'll actually need to do for this project. Okay, so I've built up a clipboard here of all the different mobs that I'd quite like to have in this farm. So we've got squid, wither skeletons, which we've already got, so we can take that one off. Blaze, which we've already got. Blizz, we've already got. Zombie pigman, we've already got. Enderman, guardian, witch, iron golem, charge creeper, ancient golem, and spider. I think they may be all the ones we want to get. Maybe cave spider instead of spider. So I also have in my inventory here, I have a soul vial of an iron golem, and I have a soul vial of an enderman. And so we can also tick those ones off. And so I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more soul vials to collect. So I can make up a few here. 1, 2. So I'm just gonna, yeah, it's gonna create a load of them. That'll do. Didn't quite mean to do that, but hey, no mind. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them now. And it is dark at the moment, so we should be able to go outside and actually collect some of these up pretty easily. So we'll see what's around. We have a squid in the water here. There's a few I don't actually need. Oh, it's a spider. So yeah, I'll get the spider. So there's the spider. Is there any squid? Yes, there's a squid here. Yeah, I don't really need zombies because zombie pigmen will drop zombie heads. And it's the zombie heads that we need. Wither skeletons will drop bones and bows. So we don't need the skeletons, apart from for the heads, but I believe you can turn wither skeleton heads into skeleton heads. And there's only a couple of recipes that specifically require skeleton heads anyway. We're going to have to get the gun for that reliquary gun we used at Rel. And the handgun is here to actually make a charged creeper, and hopefully this will actually store the right data. So if we shoot this guy, he becomes a charged creeper, and now we can collect him. So that's the squid, that's a creeper, but I believe that will actually have a charged creeper in it. Let's try it out. Gonna risk it and put him up on the roof here. Yes, that is a... Oh, we died. Right, let's try that again then. So we know it works anyway. Let's So now he's a charge creeper and I need to get him quickly. There we go. And so next, what else do we have over here? Could actually get passive mobs in this as well, so we could get sheep and pigs. There's an ancient golem. Let's just swoop down and get him. There we go. Spider, Enderman I've already got. Is there anything else we want? Lots of zombies, lots of creepers, lots of skeletons. There's a blizz there. But we don't need a blizz. Is that a blizz or a blitz? Oh, it's a blitz. Yes, I'll get the blitz. And so we've got a squid. So let's start ticking these off. So we've got a spider, got ancient golem, got charge creeper, got the squid, and I'll put in here, what else did we get? Let's have a look. Ancient golem, spider, blitz, that was the one. So add that in. And so now we need to go off and find a temple. Now I have actually found a temple, so I'm going to fly over there and I will meet you there because it's quite a long way. Okay, so we found a guardian temple and now I've just got to fly down into the water and pick up a guardian. I'm probably going to get mining fatigue here, but I'm not too worried about that for now. I'm going to try and grab this one that's on the surface here. If I don't rubber band away from it. No, server still doesn't want me to do this. Let's try again. Can't see anything. There's mining fatigue. Let's try this again. Fly down. Thank you. And float back up to the surface. There we go. And so that is the creeper there and the guardian there. And so now we can head back to base. So the next step in doing this is making these powered spawners. We've got 8 more mobs we want to put in, so we can build up these 8 of these powered spawners, and to do that we're going to need 16 of these vibrant crystals, which is just emerald surrounded by vibrant alloy nuggets. And we should have plenty of this stuff in stock. And so we want 16 of these. 15 and 16, put those into there, and I should have everything else needed. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to need some broken spawners, so I'll see how many I have of those. I have 4, so we're going to have to go and try and find some more broken spawners. Oh, silverfish. Do they drop anything decent? I don't know if there's a way with JEI or NEI to actually find out what mob drops mobs have. If anybody knows, please let me know, because it would be really handy to find out which things drop off which mobs, rather than just kind of blindly going through the items. Now I'll show you what I mean. I know that iron drops from iron golems. It figures. And if we go into how we actually collect the recipe for iron golems, for iron ingots, we'll see here there's a mob drops tab. And in this mob drops we can see that zombies will occasionally drop, on a 2.5% chance will drop iron. And we can also see that iron golems have a 3 to 5, or it will always drop 3 to 5 iron. And so this is really nice, but I would like to do it the other way around. I'd like to choose the mob and see what they drop. I'd like to get to this menu by choosing the mob. And I don't know if there's a way to do that, if there's a client-side mod that can do that at all. Please let me know if you know of anything that will do that. So yeah, that's something for the comment section of this video. Write it in the down there. So we need to get some more broken spawners. I know where a couple are, but I think probably the best way is to do a nether run. And I'll get some more blaze spawners. But we do actually have a spider spawner here, so I'm going to put that in the space of this one there, so we don't actually need the spider. So we have the charge creeper, the ancient golem, the blitz, the squid, the guardian, the iron golem, and the enderman, that all need homes. And I will do all this later on once we've got everything there. I've got 84 levels on me, so that should be enough. And do I have an obelisk around here? I will have a look in the system. No, not here. I will use the one at spawn to store all my levels before going into the nether, just in case I lose them all. But 84 levels here should give me enough to be able to... Oh, it's gone. Somebody's moved it. Of course they have. I'll use the one over at the spawner. So yeah, over at the spawner. There's one over here that I put here. Yeah, the 84 levels should be enough to put all of the mobs into powered spawners. And I'll wait for the server to catch up. Let's try this for the second time. Yay! There we go, 84 levels. So I will go up to the nether, try and find some nether fortresses and collect the blaze spawners from there. I'll go off into a portion of the nether that hasn't been loaded yet, generate some new chunks to actually gather those up. So I will be back with you once I've got those. Okay, we're back from the nether now. Took a lot longer than it should have done because the lag is immense on this server right now. It's crazy. But we've got all 4 of these broken spawners that we need. And I will grab the other ones as well. So if I put broken in here, we can gather these. I had to take the night vision modifier off of my beacon because it was impossible to actually see anything in the nether with it on. So I had to fly out probably 300 or 400 blocks to be able to get 2 different fortresses to get these. But I had a lot of different problems with ghost blocks along the way and all kinds of stuff like that, so hopefully that will be cleared up in the next, I don't know, few episodes as we change over to AE2. But anyway, so with this project, we now have 8 of these, or 7 now, of these spawners. And we have 8 of these powered spawners. And so first of all, we need... I don't know why I'm still on fire. It's probably a lag thing. I've kind of given up caring at the moment. So we have a blaze spawner here and the ancient golem. I'm going to need to bring over the obelisk with all my XP in it. So I'll go and get that and I'll meet you back at base. I'll try and sort out this flames as well. Okay, so I'll pull the side off of this machine here and I should be able to put this onto the side there and configure it to output to this side. And so now this should be gaining the levels that it needs and it will go through and turn this spawner into a broken ancient golem spawner. I'm going to do that for each one of these, and to save you the hassle of watching me go through this, I'll just do it and come back to you when they are all done. Okay, so we've got all of these now. Apparently it's not actually possible to put iron golems into a broken spawner, so we're not going to be able to do the iron golems, which is a real shame because that's probably the one mob that I actually wanted to do in this farm. More than any of these, I wanted the iron golem. So we're going to have to do that in an RF tools spawner instead, similar to the one I had outside. It uses a huge amount more materials, and we're going to have to build up a massive wheat farm as well for it. But that's how it goes. This pack is different to many of the other packs out there. It has different blacklists and stuff and different recipes. And for some reason, God knows why, they have blacklisted the iron golems in the powered spawner. It may be something we decide between us to whitelist again at some point, but for now we can't do the iron golems. The next step is to put all of these through an anvil. So to do this, it is fairly simple. We just put one of these in and one of these in, and it's going to cost us 16 levels per. And so I also need to come to this, and I want how many? 10, 20, and then drop it back to 16. And I'm going to do that for each of these. So we put powered spawner and a broken spawner, and this is the blitz. Come back to here, do this again, 16 levels, empty spawner, and this will be the squid, and so on and so forth. So I will make up all of these. It shouldn't take too long, but just to save you the hassle of watching me do it all. And here's the last one. I decided to go for a cave spider instead of a regular spider. I don't know if they've got different drops, but I think they may do, and I think the cave spider may have a slightly better drops. So we'll get that instead of a regular one. So cave spider, enderman, guardian, ancient golem, creeper, squid, and blitz. So let's go and build up this farm. And I'll first of all, actually no, I will get... how many of these Yaba barrels are we going to have to get? Oh yeah, I broke my anvil, so I made up a dark steel anvil instead. I'll use that from now on. So these Yaba barrels, I don't have any chests, so I'm going to have to make a load of chests. And I think, well, we'll make, what's that, 64 plus 22. So I'm going to need to make up, I'm going to need chests for these as well. So there's probably enough for them. So we'll see how many we can make now. So there's 64 and another 18. Here we have sand and living rock. So I'll grab the sand one as well, which doesn't have anything in it. These anti-barrels, I'm not too sure how they work. I've tried to have a play around with them, but couldn't actually get anything to work with them. So these barrels will be okay for now. And I'm not going to bother skinning them for now. I will do that afterwards once we know an actual theme for it. I'm also going to need probably a lot more than 160 of these, but we'll grab those. And so I will get a few stacks of bricks. So that's the theme we've gone for at the moment there. And I will put this back into the system as well. So let's head over to the mining dimension and we can start building this thing. Okay, so the first stage is to actually gut this thing. I have already taken off the obelisk from the top that stops the enderman from disappearing. And I have taken out all of the spawners from down here. As a safety measure, I'm also going to take the sword out of here. And I'm going to take everything off the top of this as well. I'll actually get rid of some of these now as well. Make it a bit easier to get in and out. So yeah, I will take everything off here first. So let's get rid of all of this. And I'm going to do this in the simplest way I can think of at the moment. If the server will let me. Thank you. And I'm going to get rid of all of this roof on the top. And I'm just going to lift this up into the sky, essentially. So if we get rid of all of these. I've done a little bit of lag busting so far, and I've found that this farm over here, this cursed earth farm, was actually turned on. So that wouldn't have been helping the lag at all. But mostly it is the amount of refined storage systems that are on the server and active for most of the time. For whatever reason, the mod pack designers of this didn't choose to put in the mod called Random Things. And in Random Things there's a really nice feature where you can actually it's got an online detector. So you can configure redstone machines like refined storage to only work when a certain player is online. But because that's not in the pack, we have no option currently to decide whether a player is online or not, apart from via command blocks. And with this being a survival server, we can't really use command blocks, so we're a bit stuck. So we have to do it manually. I've got a lever on the back of the controller of my refined storage system, and whenever I can, I turn that off whenever I'm offline. But as you can see, it is a real pain at the moment to work on this server. Everyone's finding it the same, and we're all trying to do our own little bits to relieve some of the lag. And so now that this roof is off, this is the lowest level at which I want one of these spawners. So how many spawners do we have in total? And remember that the zombie one we're not going to put in. So where's that one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we've got 12 in total. We have 1, 2, 3, and this is item conduit. I don't want item conduit. I want the... go for the redstone conduit. At the moment I'll have to get some more energy. And when the server wants to catch up, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so this is going to be the last stage of it. And so we're going to want to come up another 2, I think, before we can start the roof. And so this is going to be 1 here. And we want another redstone 2. So if we put a powered spawner on here, just any of them will do. So this one on here, and we right click on it and select show range. We can see that if we bring blocks up to here, this is the last level at which you can spawn at. And so this is really where we want the roof of it. And so we want this to stick up through the roof. And so that will actually stick up there, through the roof there. And so we can bring it this way there. And so that will be fine for setting up the stuff on the top. And so now we can shut off this spawner. And we can put the spawners all the way down. So there we go for them. And now we can just lift this up to meet it. So it's nice and easy to do if the server doesn't lag with this unbreaking wand. I'm sorry if this episode's gone over time today. As you can see, we're having some problems. It will be resolved as soon as possible. And we want one more. I'm going to leave these blocks in here to stop things from spawning on the top of it. And then we can actually get some more of these blocks. It might only be that I've just got enough. So we'll put these all the way across there. And then we can bring these out. To there. And I don't have enough. I really thought I would. Okay, and so we're back. It's been about 2 hours or so. We have actually updated the server now to the latest version. And I have had to turn off my refined storage system to clear some of the lag. It really is my refined storage system which is causing most of the lag on the server. And I was almost unable to work up here. That's why I haven't really recorded for the last couple of hours, because it was just so difficult to get anything done. And it was getting really frustrating. So I am going to have to work on Applied Energistics in the next episode and get on with that. So I'll just walk you through what I've done very quickly here. I put all these different colour codes up on on the back of all of these, so you can see all of those there. And these correspond to one of these redstone receivers. So each one of these has a different channel. See, this one's channel 8, channel 9, channel 10. This one's 11, 12 and 13, and those are 2 through 7 over there. And these also correspond to a different colour. And then there's a couple of things I've done down here as well. This bit here, I've put a 3 screens on the side with 4 different mobs on each, so you can see on the first one Blitz, Blaze, Zombie, Pigman and Squid. Second one Blizz, Witherskeleton, Ancient Golem and Enderman. And on the last one we have Cave Spider, Witch, Guardian and Creeper. If we click one of these buttons here, you'll see it will actually spawn and change the status to active there. And over here I have spent some time making sure that each of the drops goes into its own individual barrel over here. And so this is the number of barrels I've got for now, and I've put an overflow chest over here. We've also got the trash can over here, which has got a filter in it for gold swords and stone swords. So any of the wither skeletons and zombie pigmen that drop them, they will all disappear. So we have the the stuff that we don't want at all, it goes into the bin. The stuff that we definitely do want goes into the barrels, and everything else goes into here. So this is all like the enders and stuff like this. And I may add the ender to the list over there. And I've also got a load of spare barrels in here as well. So you'll put those up at the front. So this is just the random stuff that we'll get in every so often, the very rare drops and the stuff which isn't really worth putting into barrels. Like, we're not going to, probably not in the next 10,000 mobs we kill, we'll get another iron hoe. So there's no point in putting that into a barrel. And the same with the arrows. The wither skeletons don't drop them, so that's probably from a skeleton that's been in there in the past. And the carrots, I don't know what's dropped a carrot in there, no idea. But you can see we've got a huge array of different things. I will end up sorting these out so that it makes some sense, so we've got all of the skulls together. You can see we've only got one creeper head in there at the moment, but we do have a stack and 22 of these wither skeleton skulls. I've already had to put a upgrade on this barrel for the blaze rods, because that one is over 64 stacks, which is the maximum an unupgraded barrel will fit. And so eventually we will have to upgrade all of these barrels to infinity barrels with nether stars. That's not going to be too difficult. It will just take more gold and more diamonds to actually get up to that stage. But we're actually getting gold from this farm anyway. And if I put the zombie in there, then it'll actually get iron as well, but at a very, very, very slow pace. It's only a 2.5% drop from the skeletons. So that is the multi-mob farm. I'm sorry I wasn't able to show you more of it, but this is something I have desperately wanted to do over the last kind of week or so, because I've needed some of these drops. I've needed the pufferfish for water breathing potions. We've needed various different things here, and I want to work with Prismarine this season as well, so that's going to be really handy. I also need these Enderman heads for some of the slice and splice recipes. So that's everything. This episode has gone over, I'm afraid, over the time I really wanted to do for this episode. This wasn't going to be such a long project, but the lag stopped me from doing it in the time I really wanted to. So sorry about that, but thank you for watching this video. If you have watched it to the end and enjoyed everything that I've been through in the last few hours recording this, then thank you very, very much. You are the true fans. And yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel. And I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.